I'm Anthony Elmore, President and founder of the proud Black Buddhist World Association. Our lecture today is how to be a Black Buddhist in America. This is my advice to you as to how to become a Black Buddhist in America. And that is, you follow the path of Tina Turner, and that you make Tina Turner your first guide and introduction to the Buddhist teachings. You see, Tina Turner is not only the most noted Black Buddhist in the world, Tina Turner is the most respected, honored, and noticed Black Buddhist in the African American community. The most important thing and advice that I can give any Black person who is looking to join the Buddhist faith is to embrace Tina Turner. Let me give you 5 points about Tina Turner. Number 1, Tina Turner represents Buddhism independent of Asian Buddhist masters and Asian culture and history. You see, the Asians extricated all Black culture and history and language from the Buddhist religion, but with Tina Turner has extricated herself from the Asian Buddhist teachers. Let's go to number 2. See, Tina Turner never allows an Asian to be in her shadow. Tina speaks for herself. Let's go to number 3. You see, Tina Turner speaks about Buddhism with logic, intelligence, and authority. You never see Tina Turner meditating or being on some mountain or her adopting Asian culture or Asian teachers. Let's go to number 4. Tina Turner is the clear and distinct Black model of Buddhism. It is not these Black Buddhist teachers. It is not these guys who look like they're Asian. But if you want to be a Buddhist, look your eyes toward Tina Turner, who is the best model. And let's go to number 5. You see, Tina Turner is the first documented Black Buddhist in modern day history. You see, Tina Turner is a proven and documented Black Buddhist. See, my advice to you is to check out the record of anyone who claims to be a Buddhist teacher. The most important thing that I suggest to any Black person looking to become a Buddhist is to maintain strong ties and commitment to the Black community. You see, Tina Turner has always maintained ties in the Black community. We all love and respect Tina. Although she lives in Switzerland, she will always be a part of our Black culture, language, and history. Now, listen to me very carefully about Buddhism. The greatest peril or danger that Black people face in the Buddhist religion is the Buddhist Asian acculturation. Tina Turner never allows herself to be acculturated with Asian culture. Let me explain to you what happened in my personal life. Please Google the words Black Buddhist Society. At the time of this lecture, I have a news release titled Black Buddhist Society, Unenlightened Buddhists Who Practice Black on Black Racism. You see, we at the proud Black Buddhist World Association call Tina Turner the mother of the proud Black Buddhist World Association. We even produced a video titled Tina Turner, the mother of the proud Black Buddhist Association. You see, when you read the news release, you will find that there are a group of Buddhists called the Facebook Black Buddhist Society. The most educated Indian in India's history is a man who is considered the greatest Indian in modern history. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar wrote, quote, "The religion of Buddha has the capacity to change according to times, a quality which no other religion can claim to have," unquote. You see, the teachings of the Buddha was never designed for authoritarian rule. You see, Dr. Ambedkar, the man who brought Buddhism back to India, challenged authoritarian rule when he wrote, "Religion was made for man and not man for religion," unquote. You see, the Buddha Shakyamuni in his last speech called the Nirvana Sutra said that we should put faith in the law and not persons. You see, the title of the news release posted by Elmore reads, quote, "Black Buddhist Society, unenlightened Buddhists who practice black-on-black racism." You see, only unenlightened people believe in authoritarian rule. You see, authoritarian rule is a delusion that black Buddhist priests and those who follow these black Buddhist priests and the Facebook Black Buddhist Society are under the delusion of authoritarian rules and belief systems. You see, their belief is that they are in authority because they are ordained by other men to be called priests. You see, Tina Turner never subjected her brand or image to authoritarian rule. See, Tina will never appear in a picture with a Buddhist priest. She met the Dalai Lama, but she never took a picture with him. You see, the world knows that Tina Turner is a Buddhist. However, when she got married in 2013 to a long-time friend, Erwin Bach, she auspiciously chose not to have a Buddhist wedding. You see, if she had chosen a Buddhist priest, she would have been given credence to not only a Buddhist sect, Tina would be promoting authoritarian rule. You see, the Facebook group, Black Buddhist Society, deals in authoritarian rule, and they are under the delusion that they have an authority to kick Anthony Elmore out of Buddhism, when in reality, they only have authority to kick him out of their closed group who are subjected to delusion. This is how Anthony Elmore look at the issue. Elmore notes, quote, that Asians and white people have no standing in the matter of teaching Buddhism to black people. You see, the Dalits, or the untouchables of India, face the worst inhumanity against humanity in human history. African Americans, via chattel slavery, face the worst horrors in American history. Elmore notes that there is absolutely no record of the Buddhist religions challenging white supremacy, racism, and discrimination. Elmore notes that if a religion does not produce and uplift a people, it's not fit to be called a religion. Now, history teaches us that the most successful black people in the world were rooted in their culture and rooted in their community. Let me give you an example. Dr. Martin Luther King was inspired by his mentor, Morehouse College President Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays. The great Muhammad Ali was inspired by Malcolm X. It was Alex Haley who wrote the autobiography of Malcolm X. It was Alex Haley who later come to write Roots. It was Dr. Carter G. Woodson who started Black History Month. Now, this is what happened. In order to control blacks and make our ancestors slaves and to feel inferior to whites, racist whites extricated black history. History shows us that the most successful blacks in the world are those who have a sense of roots, culture, and history. The list goes on and on. For example, look at Oprah Winfrey, who went to Tennessee State University, a black college. Now, Oprah has went on to open up a school in South Africa. And this is what I recommend to you who would like to be Buddhist in America. Those African Americans, you're black and you want to be Buddhist in America, we recommend you, the first thing to do was embrace your African American heritage. Barack Obama had a choice to make. Because his mama was white and his daddy was black, he could have been like many African Americans today who called themselves neither black or white, but they called themselves other, like perhaps a Tiger Woods. Now, Barack Obama had a choice to make, and that is he had to learn how to be a black person in America. Just as Barack Obama had to learn how to be a black person in America, we who are black Buddhists have to learn how to be a black Buddhist in America. Now, let's read what Barack Obama said. Now, he said this: to be black was to be the beneficiary of a great inheritance, a special destiny, glorious burdens that only we were strong enough to bear. But as culturally diverse as Hawaii was, its African American population was minuscule. With no father or family members to serve as role models, Obama reflected, quote, "I was trying to raise myself to be a black man in America, and beyond the giving of my appearance, no one around me seemed to know exactly what that meant." President Barack Obama had to learn how to be a black person in America, just as we who are Buddhists have to learn how to be black Buddhists in America. Barack Obama had to learn to be a black man. Being black does not mean that you hate or dislike white people. The one thing that Barack Obama did was to deeply embrace his African American heritage. And this is what I recommend to you who would like to be Buddhist in America. Those African Americans, you're black and you want to be Buddhist in America, we recommend you, the first thing to do was embrace your African American heritage. Barack Obama Jr. was America's first black president. What is the most significant contribution did the presidency of Barack Obama Jr. have in regards to black people? Now, we can answer that question. Barack Obama Jr.'s presidency gave us black people the culture of inclusion. That is, a black man could be the president of the United States of America. We are included. This is the greatest present, a gift that Barack Obama gave us. Now, when it comes to Buddhism in America, The one absolute thing the Asians, particularly the Japanese, give to black people. We can answer this question concretely. Buddhist teachers absolutely give black people, black culture, history, and language exclusion. The one thing Japanese Buddhist leaders make sure that black people get is cultural exclusion. The SGI, Nichiren Shoshu, Nichiren Shu, and other Japanese sets make it a practice to extricate all black Buddhist history. You could look at any Buddhist statue and you can see the black hair. And even though they got the black hair, even though science and genetics tell us that the Indus Valley civilization was black people, because we have archaeological, anthropological, literary, and we have genetic evidence that the people in the Indus Valley were black people. Genetic science proves this, and even with genetic science, and even with concrete, infallible evidence, white people and Japanese people would not admit that the Buddha was a person of African descent. Now, the topic of the Buddhist lecture is how to be black Buddhist in America. How do we do a black Buddhist? How to become a black Buddhist in America? Another way to explain this lecture is how not to become a black Buddhist in America. When you are in SGI, Nichiren Shoshu, Nichiren Shu, black Buddhists give up their black culture and their identity. Now, let us move to the writings of Nichiren Shonin on this subject. Now, he has a Gosho called On the Proper Way to Preach the Doctrine. Now, in this Gosho on the proper way to preach the doctrine, Nichiren kind of tells black people to be yourself, because Nichiren Shonin wants us to be ourselves. Now, in the Gosho, that's called On the Proper Way to Teach the Doctrine, Nichiren writes, quote, "So you have gone to the capital, and before much time has passed, you are changing your name? A piece of utter nonsense. No doubt you have changed your way of speaking and acquired the accent of the capital, like a mouse that is changed into a bat, but in fact is neither bird nor mouse. You are neither a country priest nor a priest of the capital. You are behaving like Shobu. You should just go on speaking like a country person, otherwise you will sound ridiculous. And as for changing your name to Sancho, the characters of which are the same as those of the personal name of retired Emperor Oki, it's all too absurd." You see, what Nichiren taught his disciples is to be themselves. It is utterly ridiculous for a bunch of people to go in and become Buddhists and start acting like they're Japanese people and give up on themselves, their culture, their history. The absolute way to know that you have black Buddhist equality is for black people to put themselves in a position where they control policy. Now, when you can control the black Buddhist policy, then you know that you are free. Let me give you an example of black Buddhist policy. Tina Turner is the most noted Buddhist living on planet Earth. Tina Turner made Buddhist, made Black Buddhist policy. Tina Turner did not cut her hair or tarnish her brand by acting like she was an Asian. Tina Turner has always been Tina Turner. You would never see Tina Turner with some Asian monk or an Asian leader in her face. Buddhism has nothing to do with an Asian. When we look at Buddhism, we see Asian culture and call it Buddhism. When you see Tina Turner and Buddhism, you see a proud Black Buddhist. Tina Turner can articulate Buddhist teachings, and you never will see an Oriental in her shadow. The first lesson to learning how to become a Black Buddhist is by not putting an Asian or Japanese in your shadow. The Buddha Shakyamuni teaches us to put faith in the law and not in persons. It's okay to be Black and Buddhist. Nichiren Shonin writes in the Ghost Show, it's called the 14 Slanders. He says, quote, when one chants the Daimoku, bear in mind that there are no distinctions among those who embrace the Lotus Sutra. The blessed one gains will be equal to those of Shakyamuni Buddha. A commentary states, quote, both the beings in the environment of the Avid Hell exists entirely within the life of the high sage, that is, Buddha, and what is more, the life in the environment of Vajrayana Buddha, or Vajrayana, which means Buddha, never transcend the lives of common mortals. The Buddha Shakyamuni taught that the precept that Buddhism should be taught according to the customs of a region. Nichiren Shonin writes that Buddhism can only be correctly propagated by a person of wisdom. At the time of this lecture, Tina Turner, in just a few months, will be 80 years old. She is a Black woman who is loved and respected as a Buddhist worldwide. Not only is Tina Turner a respected Buddhist, she expressed and practiced Buddhism inclusive of her Black Baptist upbringing. She has never been on some mountain meditating, and she can sing and relate the signature song in Black churches called Amazing Grace. None of the so-called Black Buddhist leaders would publicly state that Tina Turner is a fake Buddhist. Now, let us listen to Tina Turner not only sing the Christian song Amazing Grace. Tina, as a Buddhist, recorded the song, and she does a lecture on the history of the song, and as a Buddhist, she embraced Amazing Grace. You see, it is only Black Buddhists who are unenlightened to the Lotus Sutra who cannot and do not practice Buddhism for the 21st century modern America. Black people are not going to follow an Asian and Buddhism. Even more clearly, Black people are not going to follow any Black person who follows and kowtow to Asians. Let us listen to Tina sing about the song.
Basically, after the sermons in Baptist Church, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. That's something the rest like me. It was an all-together feeling of everyone being together and singing at that moment, becoming that, whatever that was, that feeling of being spiritual. And that was another one of my favorites.
White supremacy and racism extricated all Black history, culture, and language from the Buddhist teachings. Black people have little or no inroads to the Buddhist practice or practicing and studying of the Lotus Sutra. While we Blacks have no Buddhist history, it was Tina Turner via American culture where we got a black cultural movie. It was Ike Whisper Turner that was God sent to black people to help black people learn about Buddhism. You see, the 1993 Tina Turner movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? It would have been a dull movie that you won't even remember without Ike Turner. One or a man like Ike Turner was a villain, and on the other hand, he was a god. You see, in Buddhism, demons can act as a god. See, if Ike Turner, or it was Ike Turner that was a catalyst and fortune that allowed Tina to accept Buddhism. See, if it wasn't for Ike Turner, Tina never would have become a Buddhist. You see, black people are not going to leave Christianity and even think about Buddhism the way it's practiced. Now, thanks to Tina's troubles and her being a really Christian woman, Tina Turner is the best thing that has happened to introduce Buddhism to black people in America. You see, black women who are strong in the church can relate to Tina Turner and the way she practiced Buddhism, inclusive of her Christian upbringing. See, Tina gives praise to the Lotus Sutra. What you must understand, that the word Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is the title of the Lotus Sutra. See?
And we're rolling on the river.
You got that gift inside you, that voice.
Anybody can rock and roll with Ike tonight. Who's singing gonna blow us away? Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? Sing all on your lonesome.
I didn't want his money. All I wanted was my name. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Just a private dancer, dancer for money, and any old music will do. I screamed for that name. I almost died for it. Send me the